folks. Good morning. Welcome to today's episode of Daily Market Update. Today, for a surprise, the market has picked up really good, and we are seeing all the futures being up. For example, if you see here, the stock futures rise as the treasury yields retreat. And this is the best news, and all the stocks, especially the tech stocks, have been moving up. So let's get started with how the SPY looks today. So if I look at the SPY and I look at the daily chart, so the daily chart, it is like yesterday it closed at 450.94 and it was above the moving average 10, but it didn't break through this line. And we were very concerned about it, what is going on with this. But if you see today in the pre-market, it went to 454.88 and which crossed this line. This is on the daily chart on the trend spider, which shows even the after charts. So you're seeing that it is breaking through. So which is a very, very good sign. So once it breaks through that line, you can see a much more higher move coming up to 485 and all those things. So that is a very good news that's going on here. So, but we got to see, as I mentioned always, we have to see for the 2-unit confirmation and see if it holds, or is it like just a false breakout. So the next we'll see it at the QQQ. So QQQ is also has a resistance at around 381, and today it closed at it is at 363. So it is not like it has crossed everything and gone there. So, but this is what I am looking at. If it crosses here, then we might see the next line which goes up somewhere here, right? So that is what we have to see. Will it go there or not? I'm sorry, I'm drawing a line. Okay, so but the first target for it is a 383 on the weekly chart, and it is closer to this baseline, whatever we are seeing, and if it crosses this, we can see that. So definitely that's a possibility, and that could happen with the intersection of the cloud. But one thing to be cautious here is the cloud on the daily chart is still very weak. The lead span B is above lead span A, and that met in there. But definitely there is a bigger move coming. Maybe I'm thinking to 384, depending upon the SPY move, if it holds on to that. Similarly for IWM, yesterday in the market, I was saying that it could go to the top of the cloud, which is at 220. But if you look at all the three charts, IWM, SPY, or QQQ, on the weekly, it looks still bullish a little bit. But if you see this, the Chiku span is still below here. Similarly for QQQ, the Chiku span of the Ichimoku is still here. It's below here. So similarly for SPY, we need to check where it is so that we can see if we are seeing some. So for the SPY, it looks bullish. You see this? So that looks good, and it looks bullish. It's above the price. So we are seeing a good move here on the weekly. But on the daily charts too, it is still below. You see this? So that's why we are seeing this rapid half-hazard move. So it has been fallen for 4 weeks. Now it has been raising for 2 weeks. So we have to give it another 3 weeks for it to hit the higher highs, at least, I believe. So once we have seen all the SPY and NASDAQ and also the IWM, which is the Russell 2000, let's look at some big stocks like Apple. Apple has been always bullish, even though yesterday it was looking very, very bullish. But today it really sprang up. It went to 176.45. It's second week above the moving average 10 and 20. So that looks very, very bullish. And it is looking to go. It went to 37.5 retracement. And now it is trying to go to the 200 levels. So that might take another 3 weeks. But definitely the first target could be 180. So we are looking at 180 and then 180 to 183 area, and then we might see a little bit of retracement before it starts its march upward. So you can use this line, which is like, you see here, this is the daily chart. So you see this line could be the resistance, 157. We might see a bigger move down also, or it could stay above the cloud. So those are the kind of things, folks. The moving average 10 might be a very strong resistance, which is at 172. So this is a good point to hold on to. So Apple is definitely looking bullish, and it is marching towards 200. That's for sure. Then the next comes Google. Google is like, it touched the line where we went to, and yesterday it went below the moving average 10 again, and it is like holding on to this level. But today in the pre-market, let's see where the moving average 10 is. If you see here, it is around 2,811. But here, today it is trying to move up, but still it doesn't look very, very bullish because it's still below 2084. But today it crossed the moving average 10 and it's going up. But if you have to see the moving average 20 is at 2184. So moving average 20 is at 2184, which is, am I right? No, that doesn't look right. So we are looking at 20. So if it crosses, let's see now on the weekly. On the weekly, the moving average is 2844. So I would not be very bullish until it crosses the 10 and 20. Okay. So it's right now at 2820 in the pre-market. The next one I want to talk about is Tesla. Tesla, as it's expecting, like I've been drum rolling that it could go to 985. So that's where it is. I don't expect it to touch 1,000 because if it's 1,000 would be a major resistance. So, but it could go to, basically if it goes to the 50% retracement on the weekly, we are looking at basically 998. So those are the kind of things. So what I'm thinking is 50% is at 998 and 62.5 is 962.5, 946. Okay. So it went this way, and here moving average 10 is around 978.55. So that is what I'm expecting, touching the moving average 20, because it went from moving average 50 and then it wants to go to the moving average 10, 978. So plus of that, that's 985. So, and it might try to touch this line this week, which is at 992. So this is the level that we might look at. We may not see 998, but we might see 992, and then it might fall. So it's giving a mixed opinion, but looking at SPY, it has crossed that line, but it could be a temporary. We should wait and see if it can hold above it. Okay, so that's what it is. So Tesla, that's what it is. Then the Netflix has gone up in the pre-market to 409. So why is it that? If you see here, Netflix has made a very good March last week, and it went up to 458, and then it retraced back, which was very normal. It covered 25% Fibonacci retracement, and it fell down to 87.5. If you look at this line, it is coinciding somewhere here at the 523 or something. So if you can give it another 2 weeks, we might see a very, very good move. So we might see this week going, it might going closer to 425 or even 439. And the next week, we might see it going to, the next week or the week after, we might seeing it going to the 514. So, but definitely it's not a very bullish. This is where the moving average 10 is here. So from the moving average 10, 200, it is going to moving average 10, and the conversion is at 485. So this is the area that we might be touching, okay? So I just wanted to let you know that that is the area where it can go, but it is not bullish at all yet. So it is still below the cloud. But if you look at this cloud, it looks bullish. So maybe it can break through these levels and go up. So that is what it is. So we got to wait and see if it can go break through this trend line and go up. Okay. So play accordingly, folks. Give it 2 to 3 weeks, then you might have a good profit there moving on to 500. Then Netflix, then we are moving on to, what is the next one? Amazon. Let's look at Amazon, how it looks. Amazon, it went to, we played this last week for 3180. Today, it is still 3258. So if you look at the 3258, what is happening is, I'm trying to show you guys the weekly chart so that it gives you much more clarity. 3258, and see this is the level 32. So it is still at the, it is still can go to 3300. So that is what it looks like. So 25% it can go to 3300, and then we can see a fall from there to the next level, which is 32, 32, 33. If it is really stays above this line. If it can stay above this line, then we are seeing a good move there. Okay, that's what it is all about. So if you see this, Let us draw a trend line here. So if it stays above this level, then where are we looking at? So we are looking at this line, which is looking very, very bullish, the Amazon. So, but let's not go further and see if it can. The first target is 3,300. So that is what we are looking at now. Okay. So then the next one is we covered Facebook. Facebook has become one of my go-to. The reason is the Facebook fell down from 450 to 71, which was the previous crest, and it had fallen down to the previous crest was 450 to 71. If you see here, I'm sorry, 350 to 71, and then it has gone down to a low of what do you call that? It has gone down to a low of 216. It looks very, very exciting. It has completed 2 rotations of Gann. That means 720 degrees. And I don't think it has much more room to fall. It has also fallen below the moving average 200. So where is this getting to? So this is getting down to this level, which is the next target for it would be 286, which is the moving average 100. So we are looking, but first it has to cross this moving average to 200, which is 233, which I definitely would think it would go and cross this, and then we should see a move to this 286 pretty quick. It has fallen down a lot. It has to fill this. It has to fill in this candle and go there. Okay, so that's what it is. So we looked at SB. So the BTC. The next one which I wanted to talk about is the BTC. The crypto market. It looks very, very on the edge. Basically, if you look at this line, which I talked about for the last few days, it has struck this line, and today it closed above this line yesterday. So which is a very good sign, because 43,738 and it closed above it. If it closes above one more line, if it closes above this line, then we are going to see a bigger move to, we are going to see the bigger move. If you look at this line, the next move is somewhere around 68 or 70, and that's what we are looking at. So, okay, so this is what it is. So, but as I mentioned always, wait for 2-unit confirmation, make sure even the next week it stays above this line to get into the stock, okay? So that's all we had for you today, folks. Some of the other stocks that I wanted to talk to you about is NVIDIA. NVIDIA has been a very bullish stock. Basically, it has been crossing this line for 2 weeks. So the next resistance would be around this line, which is, around this line, which is 280. So it is worth playing the stock because the moving average 10. But the thing about the NVIDIA is, it was the moving average was 208.59 at 50, but it didn't touch that. So maybe we are going to go see it going to this level, which is 268, and then we might see it falling back to this level. I want it to touch the moving average 50 before it goes further. Okay. On the daily charts, it has touched the moving average 10. I know this charts are a little bit crowded, folks, but I just want to give this feedback, this opinion. So we are going to see this going to the next line, which is around here. So when it will touch it, we might see it going to, so it went to 37.5, is 252. It has already gone there. So it has started. So we'll see that going to 50% retracement, which is around 272. It looks like. Okay, so which we might see it in a couple of days. So keep a watch on NVIDIA. It might make a bigger move today. Okay, that's what it is. Then the other one which I was so excited yesterday after the earnings was Chegg. Chegg is like amazing. It has moved very well. It formed a bigger candle yesterday, and I'm in these calls for the March 30 calls. So what we are seeing here is it can go to at least the 75% retracement and these things. So we are looking at the 40 folks for this one. So this one also keep a watch on it and you can see what happens. Then the last one is the CMG. Yesterday they gave very good results and this resulted in this. So where is it heading to? We are heading it to, the first target looks like 1600 and 1620. So that's what it looks like, folks. 1620 seems to be a right good target for it. And then that's where we are heading to. Okay. So those are the three stocks that I wanted to share with you. So for a quick, this can turn into quick profits for you and make a very profitable day for you. Okay, folks, wish you all a very happy, profitable trading day. And that's all I have for you today. And I'll catch you in the next video.